Hi class, I want to give you some video feedback for your style guides. I know you've been able to look at one another's on your discussion board. So let's go through and see what we have here. Chantel, I like these colors. I really like this, and it's nice with this amount of white, actually. This, the proportions aren't the same. You know, there's a lot more black than white. It's sort of the reverse. So I would consider reversing that. And this, if it's supposed to be a hand, we need to work on that a little bit. The fonts look good. Not sure what that is for sure, but adventurous, exciting. Okay. All right, it's going to be fun. I know this is like thinking out of the box. I'd get rid of the box. I know this isn't your art probably, but I would think about that. Okay, moving on. Cam, I know that I've seen this image, I think, or one like it. And I do like where you're going with this a lot. I think we talked about this. It seems, very John Lennon-ish or esque. And the font, we'll have to see how that works out together. So you're kind of going for a little bit of chaotic order, or I guess you say clean mess. Let's have a little more of this so that we are really brought into how much you want to use that. Like, are we going to be putting it through here? You've got it here for sure. Yeah. But I can see yours is going to be a job of bringing in a lot of organization and editing of, you have a wide range of visual interests. And so it's going to be hard to pinpoint that for your own brand, but it doesn't have to be permanent yet. So just keep that in mind. Just move forward, and it'll be interesting to see your site. I'll be excited to see that. All right, good job, Gregory. You had a couple of logo variations, and that's great. You'll be able to see, just try them out. It won't be too hard to pop them in there and see what works. Nice. 007 GoldenEye. That was the first thing I thought of. So this, I don't know if that's might need to be bold. We'll see. But I like the white on white with drop shadows. I think that has a really nice look to it. So we'll see where you go with that. Sleek indeed, that would be nice and clean. Always love this. I know you're using this as just your headers, but you might think about it. Okay. Amira, I really liked this. It is very down to earth. The fact that this is blunt on the bottom is very down to earth, but elegant at the same time. Nice shades. These work really well together, and you're pulling them together in this way too. I like it with the white also, or rather, I guess it's a little bit of a off-white, and kind of like that on the white, but I can see where you're working with this. This is a little harder to read, and this border is thicker than most of your lines here. Proportionally, you've got this line, this one, this one. You have these, but this is still competing with it. So that might be an issue, and maybe reducing the opacity there. Okay, nice, very clean, very alluring. Good job. Okay, Shrey, I love these colors together, and I like this font. So we'll see what happens with this. and you have your icons. That's something that some people are forgetting, I guess, to think about. You may not have been required, but I do hope you're thinking about them. Remember that Facebook and Twitter and so forth, they have very specific branding guidelines. You can search their brand style, their style guides, and you can download what you're able to use and make sure that you keep the proper space between any other icon, right? Because it will be noticeable. People are used to seeing the correct space. If we don't use it, not only are we, breaking their style, it won't feel right to the user. Okay. Really interesting colors that you're using here. I think that's a little different than what we've been seeing. So I'll be really excited to see how you put that together, see how that comes along. Okay. These are very soothing colors, and you talked about clean and relaxing tones that you're looking for, and they are. I would remove this outline and probably make this a blue, like this, or this, play around with it. This, I think, it has too much spacing. I know you're aligning it with that, and that's great, but I think it's a little bold. We start to lose the space between here, and if you put it on a card and reduce it, that will disappear. So I would take the outline off and probably reduce the kerning, the space between each letter. Okay. Yeah, and probably bring this in closer, bring these letters closer and bring that in. And we'll talk more about that when we see it on the site. And again, your site only has to be a skeleton you're trying to work through, but get it to the bare bones and try and narrow it down to the essentials, okay? You won't need to have all of your work on there, but you do want your brand to be as close and simplified as possible. All right, interesting shades. I like all of this on the black. The minion reads well. This we'll talk about whether this needs to move a little bit or if these need to be more symmetrical, but all in all, it's nice looking as it is. It is simplistic and professional, and it'll be fun to see how this one comes together. All right, so good job, everybody. I really love this particular assignment. I enjoy seeing your ideas and the styles that you come up with and how you are thinking, right? So we'll move forward and see how we can apply these.